After the disaster that was my appearance on Weekend Edition, NPR has invited me now to come on the Here and Now show. Proving they have learned nothing, they are asking me to talk about what I'm going to do now that TikTok has been banned in the United States. TikTok has not yet been banned in the United States. The Supreme Court is hearing arguments on Friday, and the ban doesn't go into effect until January 19th. NPR does some fantastic work, and I do not condone the idea of writing them off entirely. What I cannot stand is the fact that they continue to tell the story about the TikTok ban so poorly. I'm no longer talking to NPR about this, okay? But I did speak to my friend Christopher Wiggins at The Advocate about the troubling journey that the TikTok ban has taken to this point, and I really hope that you read this article before it is too late. This whole thing is not about TikTok. It is about the government setting a precedent that platforms can be shut down simply because the government points at them and says that's a threat to national security without providing evidence or a trial. The ban on TikTok has been upheld in lower courts without evidence or a trial taking place. Congress wrote a bill of attainder. That is a bill that Congress writes that punishes a company without evidence or without a trial. That is unconstitutional, but they're doing it anyway. The TikTok case relies on documents that the government submitted in secret that were never shared with TikTok's lawyers or the public. The Supreme Court is required to apply something called strict scrutiny, which means that the punishment issued for a potential crime has to be the least detrimental punishment. Flat out platform ban is not strict scrutiny. Punishing a company that employs tens of thousands of Americans and removing the speech of 170 million Americans is not strict scrutiny. And if the Supreme Court sides with the government, they will be setting a precedence that says government say so trumps evidence or the right to a trial. You could forget about due process or the First Amendment as we know it. If the ban is upheld, it sets the stage for the government to label any platform or any person or any organization as a threat to national security without having to provide evidence or give them a trial. Thank you to Christopher Wiggins at The Advocate for listening to me and for getting this story on paper. Hopefully now, maybe some other legacy media organizations will take it more seriously and it won't be too late for us to fight back. It is deeply concerning that the Supreme Court did not offer an injunction or a stay on the ban while they are hearing and deciding on the arguments. That makes me think that they may be leaning towards siding with the government and that we may lose access to this platform on January 19th. I did everything I could to try and tell the truth about what was going on with this ban and what the truth of national security in TikTok is. Unfortunately, President Biden and many other people are advised by some extremely ignorant congresspeople who want to see things like the Patriot Act 2.0 come through or the Restrict Act come through, or are so blatantly China-hawked that they don't care about due process or evidence or constitutionality. They just want to ban this China app, and they might get their way, and it will be at the detriment to all of us. Please read the Advocate article linked in my bio, and please follow me on YouTube. That is where we are having discussions with folks who are not native TikTokers about why they should join TikTokers in fighting the TikTok ban. Our time is running out. Please follow me on YouTube. Because if they do shut off this platform, it's going to be on YouTube that we are arguing to hold President Trump accountable to his promise to turn TikTok back on. Please follow the YouTube. Please don't give up the fight.